Right now, we are in the middle of a new kind of gold rush. We're going to talk about a potential trillion-dollar IPO for a space company. We're going to look at the chaotic reality of the AI boom, and then we're going to explore the next tech frontier, one that could either divide the world or maybe, just maybe, unite it. So, let's dive in. Okay, I want you to just look at this number for a second. $1.5 trillion. It's almost impossible to really wrap your head around a number that big. But that's the valuation a single company is reportedly aiming for when it goes public. And yeah, you probably guessed it. That company is Elon Musk's SpaceX. But look, we're not just talking about another tech IPO here. This is a modern-day gold rush, a massive, high-stakes bet on the final frontier that could completely rewrite the record books. The sheer scale of this is just wow.
Let's break it down. Reports are saying SpaceX is looking to raise over $25 billion, maybe as soon as mid-2026. And what's the engine driving this insane valuation? Well, it's mostly their Starlink satellite internet business. If this actually happens, it could go toe-to-toe with Saudi Aramco's debut as the biggest IPO in history. This is an absolutely massive bet on the future of space and global connectivity.
Okay, so while SpaceX is literally shooting for the stars, another tech gold rush is playing out right here on Earth: artificial intelligence. But this story, well, it's a whole lot more complicated. You see, there's this incredible tension in the AI market right now. On one hand, you've got pure, uncut hype. NVIDIA's stock has just skyrocketed, right? But on the other hand, you've got some serious doubts creeping in. Giants like Broadcom and Oracle have seen their stocks take a nosedive. So what gives? Well, investors are starting to get really nervous. And that brings us to the heart of the problem. This is the question that's rattling Wall Street. Companies are pouring billions, with a B, into building out their AI infrastructure, but the path to actually making money from it is looking really long and incredibly expensive. So will all that spending ever pay off in a way that justifies these crazy high valuations? That is the multi-billion-dollar question mark hanging over this entire industry. So AI is the wild, turbulent present. But what about tomorrow? What's the next tech frontier, the next gold rush? Well, it's something called the quantum leap. So what on earth is quantum computing? Well, the simple way to think about it is this. It's not just a faster version of your laptop. It's a completely different species of computer. It plays by the weird, mind-bending rules of quantum mechanics to solve problems that our current computers, even the most powerful supercomputers, could never, ever solve. So yeah, don't just think faster iPhone. That's not it at all. This is about building a fundamentally new kind of tool, a tool that could let us discover new medicines by simulating molecules, create brand new materials we've never imagined, and solve problems so complex they're basically magic to us today. We're talking about a whole new era of discovery. And believe me, the race is already on. Just look at these numbers. Governments around the world have pledged a mind-boggling $40 billion for research. The private sector is pouring in billions on top of that, and the market is just expected to explode. The stakes in this race for quantum supremacy are absolutely immense. But here's the thing. With every great technological revolution, there's always a shadow, a risk that we often don't see until it's too late. As we sprint toward this quantum future, we are running headfirst into the risk of creating a profound, new kind of inequality, the quantum divide. And that forces us to ask a really, really important question. A question we have to ask right now, before this thing takes off. Who is actually going to benefit from all of this incredible new power? And well, this map tells a pretty clear story, doesn't it? Just follow the money. That $40 billion in government funding, the billions in private cash, it's all heavily, heavily concentrated in North America, Europe, and East Asia. This isn't just a small gap, it's a massive chasm forming right before our eyes. And where the money flows, the infrastructure gets built. It's that simple. This map, which comes from a global survey by UNESCO, shows that having direct access to the actual labs, the actual quantum computers, that's a reality for only a handful of nations. This creates a really dangerous cycle, where most of the world could become totally dependent on just a few tech superpowers. And of course, where the infrastructure goes, the talent follows. This next number, this one really hits home. 84%. 84% of countries surveyed are either losing their quantum experts or they can't attract any new ones. It's a global brain drain where all the smartest people in this field are being pulled into the same few hotspots where the money is.
So, is this it? Is this divide just inevitable? Well, maybe not. The choices we're making right now are going to decide whether this incredible technology deepens those divides or actually helps us solve our biggest shared problems. We have a chance to shape our quantum future, but we have to do it together.
So what's the solution? It starts with people. It starts with skills. We have to build a global quantum-ready workforce. And listen, we're not just talking about training more quantum physicists. We're talking about basic quantum literacy for everybody, combining skills from physics, computer science, math, and really pushing those soft skills like innovation and collaboration. These are the skills that are going to power the future. And listen to this quote. It comes from a research director in Africa, and it just perfectly captures the problem. It's this vicious cycle, you know? There's a lack of awareness about quantum, which means there's no talent, and without any talent, you can't get any results to build partnerships. That's the cycle we have to break.
But it's not all doom and gloom. There is hope. You've got organizations like the Open Quantum Institute that are trying a totally new approach. Instead of just racing to build the most powerful machine for its own sake, they're asking, hey, what if we use this incredible power to solve problems we all share? Big things like public health, water shortages, and climate change. That way, we can build a more inclusive system where everyone has a reason to be involved.
So, it all comes back to this one final question. From the race to commercialized space, to the messy boom of AI, and now the dawn of the quantum age, these technologies are moving at a dizzying speed. The question isn't if they'll change our world anymore, it's how. Are we building a future of shared progress, a future where everyone gets a piece of the pie? Or are we just building bigger walls and digging deeper trenches? The choice, right now, is ours to make.